Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn about how to run a dynamic search ad, which is a very powerful campaign type inside the Google ad. Normally we don't see that option when we are setting up the Google ad campaign. In this video we are going to decode dynamic search ad. So let's dive in. So this is the agenda for this video. So that's what we are going to cover. We're going to learn what is a dynamic search ad, how they are different from traditional search ads, benefit of using dynamic search ad inside of your Google ad strategy, step-by-step campaign walkthrough. So we will go every single step, how to run a dynamic search ad. Plus there is some best practices and optimizing tips which can enhance your dynamic search ad. Also, we are going to discuss about the safety tips while running dynamic search ads. And finally, the key takeaways from dynamic search ads. Dynamic search ad are a type of campaign inside Google that automatically match your website content to user search query and generates ad dynamically. Also, they are designed to help businesses to capture relevant traffic without the need of extensive keyword research or ad copy creation. So technically you don't need to do any sort of keyword research, which we normally do in a search type of campaign. And also we don't need to write a copies. So that is the power of the dynamic search ad. Okay, so these are the key differences between traditional search ad and dynamic search ad. In traditional search ad, it require extensive keyword research, as we already know that this thing, and we have to manually write the copy, we have manually write the headline, the description, sub headlines, and then provide to the Google. And technically if we see that all of the search ads are limited to the keywords, so it depends what sort of keywords we are providing in the search ad, and that's how the Google algorithm work, and they go after those keywords and provide us with the results. So they are limited to the keywords which we provide. And the very good thing about a traditional ad, they provide us a manual control on our copy and the targeting. So we can write our headlines, we can write our copy in, and we have a total control on those things. And if we see the dynamic search ad, we don't need any sort of keyword research. Instead of that, it use our website content. So whatever content is available on our website, it rely heavily on those things. Okay, and headlines and description or ad copy is created automatically inside the dynamic search ads, and it is very useful for broader reach because it's using your content site. So even the keywords you don't know that people are using, or if you don't catch them inside of your keyword research, that's where the dynamic search ad comes in, and then it expand, it has a broader reach in terms of keyword finding. Okay, and it relies more on automation because we are not providing anything to the Google. We are not providing the keywords, we are not providing the headlines, and so it relies on the automation. So in my point of view, it is a very good campaign to find out the untapped or the keywords which we cannot find in a traditional keyword research. So if we are using a dynamic search ad, we can get the data from what people are searching, and then we can use in our search campaign. Okay, and the key benefit of using dynamic search ad or DSA, obviously it saves a lot of time. So you don't have to do any research, you don't have to do any keyword research, just put the destination and provide some description, and then you are ready to go. The another thing is it has a expanded reach, so it does not rely on our keywords. So it can reach more broader audience or more broader keywords, which is technically is beneficial for us in the long term. And it increase the ad relevancy. So as it's creating its headline from your website content, so there is a higher chances that the ad relevancy can go up as well. And it's a cost efficiency because if the ad is relevant to the user, people are clicking it, so there's a higher chances that we can get a cost effective result from the DSA. In saying that one, we shouldn't be relying on the totally on the DSA, because as I said again before, that it is great to find a untapped keywords and use those keywords. Once we start getting the result, we start getting the beneficial keywords from DSA and use those keywords inside our search campaign. Another key benefit is the improved ROI. So once the ad relevancy is there, the expanded reach is there, and then the cost is there, and then there is higher chances that it can improve our return on ad spend. Okay. Another key benefit is it complement existing campaigns. So let's say in our research we found out that those are the keywords are bringing the traffic or bringing the conversion to the website. We can target those particular keywords in our search campaign, and so technically it is complementing to the existing search ad campaigns. Okay. And another thing is DSA or dynamic search ad is perfect for the large website, the people who have a larger inventory or larger website. So it is very crucial for them to use the DSA, so that way it can provide a relevancy to the user as well. Okay. And here are some best practices and optimizing tips. So the very first thing is we need to have a well structured website content for better matching. So if we have a thin content, I wouldn't recommend anyone who has a smaller website and using the DSA, because if we don't have a content, there is no way that Google will be able to understand, or the system will be able to understand that what sort of keywords it has to go for, or what sort of audience it has to go for. The second tip is exclude irrelevant pages using negative targeting. Let's say you have your about us, your privacy policy, term and condition. I would say put them in a negative target, so user does not land, or Google doesn't mistakenly take those landing page and put them in your final destination. So all of those pages should be in your negative targeting. Okay. Always monitor your search term reports, because the only thing we are using up here with the DSA to find out the new keywords, so we can target them inside our other search campaign. So always keep an eye on your search term reports. Another tip is to regularly update your website for accurate matching. So in that way you have a better chances of getting a better traffic or getting an improved ROI on your ad spend. Okay. Always set up a separate campaign for DSA. So if you are going to set up a dynamic search ad campaign for your inside your Google ad, always set up a separate campaign, because the reason behind that is we don't want to mix up search and DSA going in one campaign. That way we wouldn't be able to get a clear indication from the search term report. So my recommendation would be always set up a separate campaign for your dynamic search ad and use negative keywords for better performance. This is a very crucial tips while you're running a dynamic search ad, because the key thing is what we're doing up here is we are trying to find a new keywords which we haven't find in our existing keyword research. So what you need to do is all of your negative keywords, all of your keywords which you are targeting in your search campaign, take all those keywords, put them in a negative keyword as a negative keyword inside your dynamic search ad. So we don't want Google to go after those keywords which we already know. We want Google to go to find out the new keywords. Okay. So take all of your keyword target you already targeting inside your search campaign, put them in your DSA as a negative keyword. So it forces Google to find out a new keywords and help us to get a new data. So it will improve your performance inside your dynamic search ad. And focus on high performing page targets. So make sure when you are setting up your dynamic search ad, always go with the high performing pages, so it will provide you the better result. Okay. When we're going to set up a step-by-step walkthrough, we will see how we can do this one. Okay. Adjust bid for converting queries. So let's say if there is any particular keywords or any particular search term is getting a higher conversion, so we can also increase the bid on those particular keywords to get a more conversion. Okay. So that's another best tips when we are optimizing the DSA. Another thing is refine your ad copy description for better CR. As we are not writing headline, we are not choosing a keywords. The only thing we have in our hand is the description. So what I recommend is while we are setting our dynamic search ad campaign, make at least 4 ad variation inside a dynamic search ad. So one ad could be focusing on offer, one ad description could be focusing on price, one ad description could be focusing on value, and so on and so forth. So because that way the Google has a more description to get another user with our unique description, so that will help us to get a better CTR. And if those description or of those descriptions are not converting well, so we need to change them, rotate them, and find out or test out another description for that particular ad group. Okay, use audience targeting in combination with the DSA. So while we setting up our dynamic search ad, what we can do is we can use the audiences, and so it can give us a better result. Okay, and the last thing in when we are optimizing the DSA, which is always keep an eye on your search term, because that's where we're gonna find out that what sort of keywords is Google are providing, are they relevant to us, or how well they are converting, can we use them, can we input those keywords in our search campaign. Okay, so let's go to the campaign walkthrough. So now I'm going to show you how we can set up the dynamic search ad, because if you go technically, if you are going to set up a dynamic search ad, you wouldn't be able to find it. So let's go to the Google Ads. Okay, so the very first thing we need to do up here is come up here inside of your Google ad, and then we're gonna click a new campaign, and then either we can go with the sales or create a campaign with a goal guidance. I'm gonna click that one, and then campaign type is search. Over here you can choose your conversion. We have already talked about this one, so I'm not gonna explain any of those things. And if you want to know more about conversion, there is a video up on the channel which you can watch, but I'm just gonna go quickly with this process because we want to set up a dynamic search ad. Over here you can mention your website if you need to, let's say, or you can put your phone calls, but I'm gonna put a website, www.caterinzone.com.au. okay, and then we go, and over here you can give it a name. You have to be a bit more specific with your campaign name, so if you are running a multiple campaign, so it is easier to remember or easier to find out what sort of campaign is this. So this is the dynamic search ad, so dynamic search ad 2025, and continue, start new. Okay, so there is a no cost per action. We're not going to set up this one. I'm just going quickly with this process because we have already discussed all of this setting in the previous videos. So location, you can choose your location, and I'm just gonna set up Australia. And over here location option, always go in presence people inside your location. And up here more setting, you can choose start date, ad scheduling, and brand or campaign URL option. Okay, and over here we are not going for this one. I'm gonna skip this thing. Technically, if you can see that Google is pushing us to a responsive search ad, and we cannot find any way to do a dynamic search ad. So what we're gonna do up here is we're gonna skip this part. Next, let's say give a budget 110, and then next, and obviously it's gonna show the error, but we're gonna publish the campaign, and it's gonna give us the warning, but we're gonna publish it anyway. Okay, so now what we have done, we have gone live with this campaign. All we have to do is come up in the campaign, and we need to choose a campaign which is up here, DSA 2025. Okay, and over here there is the ad group is already there, but we don't need this ad group. What we're gonna do up here is plus, and then over here ad group type. So that's where we're gonna change this to dynamic. Okay, change ad group type. Perfect. Okay, now we can give it a name. So here, so if your website is large, it's gonna automatically fetch those recommendation from your website. If your website is a new, if your website is a new, then it would be hard that you wouldn't be able to see those options. But if your website is a like 3 months, 6 months, and you are running ads already, then it can automatically fetch those data. So either we can go with these categories and then make a ad from there. Okay, the another thing is we can create on specific web pages. So what you can do up here is, let's say I have this, let's delete this one. So I'm gonna say, okay, I just want to send the traffic on this particular page, launch dash catering. Okay, so all I'm doing up here is I'm saying Google to target only this specific page. So anything available on this page, it will be used for generating headlines or finding out the perfect audience or perfect people for this particular page, and then it will work according to that. And the another thing is we can create a rule for our website. Let's say we can say anything, any URL. So we can say URL contain anything / like collection. So what it will do, once this URL is here and anything comes after collection, the collection has to be inside of those URL, and anything after that, any word which comes after the collection will be used as a target web page. So make sure you use the rule very clearly. But if you are not sure, I think the better option for you is to use these options, because if you say, let's say we are targeting, let's say it's showing us a preview, so you can see that it has created the ad already. So it's saying best office morning tea catering for corporate and events, and then see you get morning tea platter for office event, high tea caterer Sydney catering zone. Okay, so it's all already showing us the preview as well. So if you're not sure about the how those rules are work, so I would either, the safest option is to go with this one, and or use a specific URL for from your website. And the third option is all web pages. So over here we are just saying to Google, just use all of our website, which is it's not a good way to do that. You will be wasting a lot of money and you would require more budget to do that one. But because the thing is, when we're going to write a description, if we are targeting all of the pages, we don't know what to write on what would we be offering. So never go with this option, always go with this one or specific web pages. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this one and then come up here, save and continue. And over here we need to write up our description. As you can see that final URL is dynamically generated for the landing page, headline dynamically generated, display URL dynamically generated. So we didn't use any sort of keywords here. We skip all those keywords part, because in DSA or dynamic search ad we don't use keywords. So let's say, see that we have done this one, and then what we're gonna do up here is done. And over here you need to make a 3 to 4 or 4 dynamic search ad. So I'm gonna make another one, let's say. Okay, so as you've seen that I have created 2 ad, and what we're gonna do, save and continue. Here DSA, we're gonna pause this one because we are not using that one. So all we have is this one, and but I'm gonna pause this one as well up here. Okay, so this is how we create dynamic search ad. Okay, and then when you're gonna make another category, or if you're trying to target another product, the same thing is you go up here, change the ad group type dynamic, and then put your category name and then choose accordingly. So let's say if we are targeting only plus, let's say this category from, let's say finger food, and I'm gonna give it a name to a finger food DSA. Okay, and then I'm gonna go save and continue, and then again description up here. So my recommendation would be you spend most of your time refining your description, because you want to focus on offer, you want to focus on price, you want to focus on quality, or you want to focus on different kind of your unique selling point inside your inside your description. So I just wrote it very quickly for the sake of description, but you don't have to do that one. Just spend more time up here because you want to have a better CTR with your when people are reading your description. Okay, and I'm gonna say save and continue again. At least 4 ads up here, so you have a more time to, or you have more option to get the user to click on your ad, and save and continue. Okay, so now we have seen that up here, and then I'm gonna choose account group, enable and pause. So as you can see that one here, so we have a 2 dynamic search ad. Both are targeting a different. One is targeting for the lunch, one is targeting for the finger food. Okay, and over here you can see that. Okay, so that's how we make a dynamic search ad. The one thing we need to know is when this ad will be running, what we have to do is come here in the search terms, and then we need to keep an eye on those search terms, and we need to see what sort of search terms are coming up, what sort of search terms are providing more conversion, and what we can do, take them from here, put them in our search campaign, and then write a specific ad copy, specific headline for those particular ad group. So the dynamic search ad is just to get an idea, or just to, it's like for our research phase. So get an idea for DSA, and then put them in your search campaign, and you will be able to find a untapped keywords for your account or for your client. Okay, thing is your negative keywords. As I mentioned in previously, that what do we have, this is a kind of trick. So because what we are trying to do up here is forcing Google to find out a new keyword for us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of the keywords which we are targeting in our search campaign, we're gonna copy paste, and we're gonna put those keywords in as a negative inside here. So let's say we're gonna up here, and then you choose the ad group. Okay, we already choose that the ad group here. Let's say if we have all 3 ad, then it will ask you which ad group you want to add. Select an ad group, and then let's say if those keywords are related to the finger food, you choose finger food. If those are related to lunch, then choose lunch. Obviously it's depend on what sort of category and what sort of product you are targeting up here. So according to your product, according to your category, you choose those ad group and paste those keywords. Okay, the whole purpose is here to force Google to get us the new keyword. Okay, and so that we can use those keywords in our search campaign. Okay, another thing is dynamic ad target here, and then here is a negative dynamic ad targets. Okay, over here what you can do up here is, again, you can choose to the campaign, or you can choose to particular ad group. Okay, so let's say we don't want someone to land up on the FAQ, or we don't want to land up someone or Google to fetch our about us page. So what we can do is we can choose a campaign level, and then we can put the URL of those particular privacy policy or about us page, because we don't want to Google to use those page as our landing page. Okay, and then we paste up here and then save. Okay, and that's it. That's how you do the set up the dynamic search ad campaign. So this is how you set up a dynamic search ad campaign. So I hope this video has provided you enough value to understand what is a dynamic search ad and how they can be beneficial in your Google ad strategy. Okay, so the key takeaways from this video is dynamic search ad is a simplify our ad creation and while expanding our reach, and which is very crucial if we are trying to find a new keywords. Okay, they are ideal for the businesses with a frequently changing products, like if a larger e-commerce store, or if you have a larger content site, so you can use a dynamic search ad. And again, I would say that if you have a thin website content, or if your website is fairly new and you don't have enough pages, or like if it's only 5-10 pages, you don't have too many products, I wouldn't suggest to you to use the DSA. Okay, it wouldn't provide you enough value, and you would be wasting your money. So it's idle for the people who are using a have a larger inventory. Okay, regular monitoring and optimizing is essential inside a DSA. It's not like you set and forget and you don't take any learning from the DSA, because the whole thing what we are doing up here is we are trying to learn the untapped market in the face of in the terms of keywords. So if you are not going to monitor, if you're not going to monitor your search terms, if you're not going to set up the negative keywords, and if you are not regularly monitoring those things, then there is no point of dynamic search ad, and it will fall flat. Okay, again, use negative keywords for better opportunity, because we don't want to Google to go for the keywords we already know. We already know that those keywords are converting, and we don't want them to use in our DSA. So use negative keywords for better outcomes. Okay, use new keywords from DSA and include in the search campaign. Once you find out the keywords which are better performing in a DSA, take out from dynamic search ad campaign, put them in your search campaign, and then where you can have a more control over them. Okay, thank you very much for joining me in this video. I hope it had made you clear what is dynamic search ad and how you can use it. And if you have any questions related to the dynamic search ad, please feel free, leave a comment below. I will try to answer as soon as possible. Thank you very much, and I see you in the next video.